Hello, welcome to In Person from Penang Island. Now, In Person today is going to be talking to a person who is in charge of bringing electric mobility to the masses right here in Malaysia. Now, what sort of electric mobility? Well, scooters that you have seen everywhere in Malaysia. It's just that probably you didn't notice it. Now, his name is Datuk Dennis Chua. He is the co-founder of the Klimo Scooters, which is based right here in Penang. My name is Syed Ferdinand Omar, and this is In Person. This is quite a hike, and this is quite a change of pace for us right here in Esrawani. You see, I'm here in the Mount Erskine area, and I'm of course in Penang. This is actually a 9-acre property that the man that I'll be speaking to today has basically developed for himself, as well as for the causes and the people that he cares about, because this is one serene, tranquil and beautiful place. So the serenity of this place is going to be pushed aside, and it has to make way for a hot interview with the man of the hour himself, and he's right here. Datuk, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for making me hike in the morning.
Yes, yeah. This is very good that you can actually sweat out early in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, maybe I should have won something different, but it's okay. It's all in the work. Of course, this is Datuk Dennis Chua, and he is the co-founder and executive director of Klimo. And he is, number one, first and foremost, a proud developer of technology right here in Penang, right?
Yes, thank you.
We're both from Penang,
Yeah.
so of course, you know, we're super proud of it. Datuk, so this is where you run away to lah, you know, when you're not either at the office or at the factory. I'd imagine this is where people will find you.
Yes.
Okay.
You just imagine when you are here, you're only 10 minutes away from the city. And with this environment, it's not a city light. It's a very nice serene view that you can actually enjoy.
Yeah, it is very, very nice. And how long have you had it for?
I already having it about 9 years. Before that, when we got this place, it's like jungle. Right. So we slowly build up this place, and here it is, like you see today.
You know, the cameras will definitely not do this place justice, because it is just really beautiful and really, really peaceful here. But okay, peacefulness aside, it's time to talk business. Datuk, Klimo.
Yes.
You make electric motorcycles. In fact, in my estimation, I think you make the most well-known electric motorcycle in Malaysia. And the reason why it's the most well-known is because every time somebody calls KFC for a delivery, it's your bike that's going to ensure their fried chicken gets to them, the customers, you know, quickly, safely, and panas.
Yes,
correct.
And green chicken.
And green chicken.
Yeah, because the bike, there's no carbon emissions.
Of course.
It's fully powered by battery.
I thought, hold on a second, am I missing out on a new product? Green chicken? I see. Yeah, it's green. So this technology, this entire product, the entire thing is done by you guys over here.
Yes.
Right? Talk to us about what are some of the things that you are proudest of the most about your electric bikes.
Yep. You see, right now, if you can see the bikes, it's already been used by KFC, using it as a delivery. And the bike is totally developed in Penang in Malaysia. So why I have these visions of building the bikes here? Because in an island, there's a lot of motorbikes. So everyone in this island have the license to ride motorbikes. So that's how I try to be able to make it into electric, whereby there is no CO2. In an island, you see, we are already having a lot of carbon emissions from the vehicle, whereby I hope that I can do something that will be able to reduce the CO2. But to reduce the CO2, to talk about environment, you still need to develop a product whereby it's acceptable by the people in terms of costing, and in terms of the technology, and in terms of lifestyles. So what I have developed here is electric motorbikes, fully powered by battery. You just use a normal socket, tripping plugs to charge it, and you can run like 100-kilometer range. So in Penang, those who use motorbikes, or in Malaysia, those who use motorbikes, averagely 60 to 100 kilometer. So this is a bike whereby if you want to develop, it must be able to accept by the user.
So yeah, it makes perfect sense to use this sort of bike in a city setting, right? Because you don't have to go very far and you just need it to get to point A to point B, point C, all within the same city area, correct?
Yes, correct.
Now, if you're wondering about, how this bike looks like and how it performs and all that, we've actually done a review of the Eclimo electric scooter on India. So you might want to go and check us out at india.astrawani.com. You will find a review of the bike over there. It's a great bike. I really enjoyed it. In fact, the time that I had it, it just dawned on me how come we don't have this many electric bikes, because as a mobility solution it makes perfect sense, but as a business solution I want to understand your psyche. When you thought you wanted to create a vehicle for people to be able to use in an island, obviously I think the number one thought would be make a bike law. The technology is simpler, it's probably going to be cheaper, and people are going to have a greater acceptability to the technology because they already know it. Why did you say, hold on, no, I want to try something different by going electric?
Yes, let me recode simpler. This technologies is that you must have the technology of the battery, powered by lithium batteries, and the motor. You must have these two important material parts, then only we're able to develop the motor, the scooters. So how I come out of making this over here by us is, I have the experience of lithium batteries for almost 15 years. I've been developing batteries with supplying to Japan, to US, and to Europe. So that's how the experience of lithium comes by. So from there, I developed the lithium batteries that suitable to run a vehicle, electric vehicle, and then only I look into the motor. So when I develop this battery, where I'm focusing into two-wheelers like this electric scooter, you need to have a batteries that to run 100 kilometer range, that you need 4 kilowatt hour battery.
Okay.
So this is a huge lithium batteries to be able to run 100 kilometer range. So when I develop this battery, then I develop the motor. So, but of course with this technology, with the support of Malaysia's government, especially MTDC and MOSTI, providing us the grant, we have a CRDF grant that I developed the battery. And initially, to develop the motor, we have a TAF grant where we acquire the technologies from America, from US, to make the motor. So from there, as of today, right now, for 8 years, we are already developing the motors in Malaysia right now. Initially, we acquired.
So the base technology was from the US, but you
on the motor.
basically on the motor,
yes.
yeah. But you basically reworked on it and you made it entirely your own.
Yes, correct.
All right, but the process is you worked on the batteries first.
Yes,
you got
correct.
the batteries right first,
Right.
and then you worked on the motor, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, so we are going to go for a short break right now, but two things I want to touch when we come back. Number one, you mentioned that you have a lot of experience, 15 years of experience in batteries. So I want to understand, a little bit more about this. Number two, I want to understand, okay, imagine, some of our viewers out there that's watching, they are probably going to think, okay, I want to go along the same path as Dato' Dennis Chua because I want to do something that is different. So how did you plan your work out so that at the end of the road there is going to be success? Can I ask those questions?
Oh yes, of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, stay with us on In Person. Hi, welcome back to In Person. I'm still Syed Freddy Omar, and I'm still with Dato' Denistra from Aclibon. Now, Dato', before we went for the break earlier, let's not get distracted by this really cool place because it's such a, seriously guys, it's such a serene, I think this is probably one of the reasons why you can come up with great ideas, because you have places like this to think. But right now, I want you to think about the two questions I gave you earlier. Number one, I want to understand a little bit more about your 15 years of experience in developing batteries, and secondly, you know, the whole business strategy, planning your work. Let's talk about the batteries first.
Yeah.
What experience?
I will appreciate that at the early stage of 15 years back, I've been involved into a lithium batteries developments. From there, with the lithium batteries developments, I can be able to gain the knowledge. Together we share the knowledge together with Japanese and Americans and even Malaysians, that until today I have developed into a big, as I mentioned, a big batteries at 4 kilowatt hour to be able to power the vehicles.
How did you get this knowledge? What did you do? What were you working in or on at the time?
Okay. During that time in year 1996, I started business early in year 96. I'm involved into a packaging materials for electronics products, to pack electronic products. So one of the materials that is used in lithium batteries. So that's where I have the opportunity to work on the packaging materials to be able to support the lithium batteries, to develop the lithium batteries. So from there, when I involved into the packaging materials and I learned about the battery markets, and I've been involved into the R&D because the packaging materials is directly used into the lithium materials. So that's how I get involved into the research of lithium batteries.
Right, I
see. Malaysia previously, there's one company making lithium polymer cells in Malaysia. In Malaysia, so that's how I able to not only involve into supplying the materials, involved into the research and the developments of the products to customer. So I have that's the opportunity that I have to be able to see that the whole supply chains, the whole manufacturing, the whole materials where is to build lithium batteries. I believe that electric vehicles in the coming days, in future, our mobility will be going into electrics rather than today is fully depending on fossil fuels. Yes. So the coming electric vehicles market is a very wide market. It's a very huge market. We're not only talking about Penang or Malaysia. This is a worldwide demand for vehicle is huge. So why I involved into a two-wheelers, because to go into a research or develops a car, that will take a lot of investment. And motorbikes is within my means, within my reach to go into the research of the motorbikes.
So now I'm going to book another question now for the next block before we go on to the next question. So my booking question is, are we looking at cars next? Don't answer yet. We'll answer that in the final block. Ooh, I can't wait for the answer. But all right, right now I want to understand, like I mentioned earlier, how did you susun your kerja? How did you arrange your work? So that you know that, okay, first I need to understand the batteries. Then I need to apply what I understand about the batteries to go to the motors and all that. How did you plan one by one, stage by stage, so that the viewers who probably want to say, hey, I want to try something also, know how your thought process was?
Well, I want to carry back to my school days. My school days, during the time when I able to obtain motorbike license, I'm looking for a motorbikes, but coming from a family, we can't afford to purchase to buy a new motorbikes. So I start from getting all the motorbike parts. Believe it or not, I actually collect it from rubbish dump.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
So from there, from the chassis, from the spare parts, I actually make it into a motorbikes, and I use the bikes to school. And people will always laugh at me because my bikes is the oldest bikes that I'm using. People are using the bikes that can run 100 kilometer, 120 kilometer per hour, but this is bike like so that's how I started off making, have the passions or the inspirations of making a motorbike. So then from there, when I have the battery, I believe that I can able to develop electric motorbikes. So from there, I have the batteries, I have the motor, then I design the whole scooters. So from there, it doesn't stop from there, because you need to get authorities like our JPJ to be able to approve and legally valid that you can register with JPJ, that you can obtain number plates, registration cards, road tax, and with that you need a B2 license to ride the bikes. So it's a long process where when you complete it, you have the scooters, and you have to look for your market. And when you look for market, you need to be able to convince the market that your brands will be here, will be there for long.
Yeah.
Because if not, the user won't put in the money and buy your scooters and use it.
So how did you convince people that your brand is going to be there for a long time?
So luckily that from the government, especially that the government have been supporting me in grants, where government is also going towards reducing of carbon emissions, promoting electric vehicle in the country. So from there, I managed to convince our customer, my customer right now, KFC, to use the vehicles for deliveries, and not only give them the confidence of able to reduce their operating expenses, and also it's a big corporations where they can provide their CSR program. So from there, that's how until today, already 2.5 years with KFC, they are still using the bikes. So that is our biggest customer right now with
so
KFC.
KFC is your biggest customer?
Yes, then followed by PDRM. Police, Police is right now on trial. They have bikes that they let the so-called Amanita, the patrolling ladies team, to use the bike.
Right, I see. Well, you know, I think things are going in the right direction for you, but where is the individual customer involvement in this? Answer me that in the next blog. Stay with us on In Person. A lot more exciting stuff coming your way. Bikes from trash cans, man, like seriously. Hello, welcome back. Now we're in the third block of In Person with me, Ferdinand Omar, and I'm with Datuk Denisra. Now we are right in the middle of things, in the thick of things, as we said. We are now in the middle of Penang Island, where, number one, you've got a lot of bikes, and this is definitely one of the things that you thought of when you were coming up with your product, right?
Right,
And
yes.
secondly, you know, we are in the tourist area, and you've got, you know, stuff like, you know, all these bicycle rentals and all this and all that. These could possibly be a future spin-off for your business as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to forget that this area is UNESCO heritage.
Yeah.
So this is the possibility of government is trying to reduce the CO2, where to reduce the combustion engine vehicles to replace with electric vehicles.
Right.
So
right,
this is a good place to start with, where the tourists have increasingly every year increased a lot. You can see is how much the tourists are on today, right now. So we do have programs every Sunday at Beach Street, no car free day. We have so-called like promotions to the public. The public can actually ride our electric scooter for free. They can have a test ride to experience, to experience how is electric motorbikes feel is.
Right.
So we already have that program for several months right now. That is in Penang. So continuously we will do a market awareness for people to aware that electric vehicles, that is how easy to use the vehicle, and it's actually come from Aklimo.
Now, that's all good for us to take a look at the business and say, okay, you're driven to create change.
All right.
But how do you further expand and develop then?
Okay. So one thing good is that we have been supported by government with all the grants, and not only that, they have been supporting us to network our products to the overseas customer. So we have been very regularly been promoted by the governments to have exhibition booth for Aclimo, and very one particular is that we have managed to work with a country in Cambodia, in Siem Reap, whereby for Siem Reap the tourists as well have increased a lot, and it's also a UNESCO heritage area, whereby their taxi is like also a tuk-tuk.
A tuk-tuk, yeah.
Yes, their tuk-tuk is using a petrol bikes to pull a carriage.
Right, yep.
So because of the petrol bike with the CO2 and also the engine vibrations, you have created a lot of carbon emissions. So today they have a program of changing that tuk-tuk to electric. So we have managed to test our electric scooters for almost a year, 1 year to 3 months right now. So this is one of the exports that we managed to secure, whereby this is a working program together with Japanese and the Cambodian.
Right.
To reduce the CO2.
So you're really making a mark out there in the world, yeah? Not just within Penang Island or Malaysia, but within the region.
Yes.
But
correct.
being a Penang Kia, if you can work on the tuk-tuks in Cambodia, I'm sure you can work on our beca, right?
Oh yeah, yes. We'll definitely want to put more efforts into having a good mobilities for the tourists in Penang. Yes, right.
Okay, now what can we expect next, as in terms of further product branching out exercises? Are we looking and focusing only at your electric scooter at the moment, or are we looking at more stuff also?
Yes. For Aclimo, it's more towards the two-wheelers, scooters or motorbikes. We will expand from there. But not to forget that we have the technology of the battery and the motor, where we're going to work with companies that wanted to go for electric cars or even electric bus.
Okay.
Where we want to work with them by using our batteries and our motor. The whole powertrain systems, we can work with our companies who are developing the vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's to go further. Aclimo will focus on two-wheelers, and the rest we'll work with our partners on using our technologies to make into a bigger vehicles.
Well, Dato, you know, this whole conversation, it seems to me uncannily like the entire journey has been very smooth. I'm sure you came across several hurdles. Not that we want to dwell on those hurdles, but how did you overcome them?
Oh yes, of course. In every business, every levels that you go through, there's a lot of hurdles.
Yes.
Especially in terms of technologies. Even though that you say that this technology is good, but we have to go through the real test whether this technology is able to suit the products on the road.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Second thing, when we completed the products, we have to be able to convince the authority, like our JPJ, that this bike is safe enough to put on the road. There's also another hurdle. And when coming to market, how confident that when you're able to get user to use the bike. So every levels that you go through, you need to go through all these hurdles whereby there is no benchmark in the market yet. So we are still going through that hurdles to be able to get people's accept our scooters or our technologies.
But I think, you know, being where you are today clearly shows that you have overcome those hurdles, well, a lot of it, and I am sure the support that you get is also something that you are quite happy with, you know, from the government, from MTDC, from MOSTI and all that, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
As today our operation is still small, with the investment of Aclimo till today, I can say is that luckily that our government's directions on electric vehicles, they are very supportive. So we have governments that is from MTDC, from MOSTI, we have from KETA, whereby every ministry right now is very seriously looking into reducing of CO2, carbon footprint, sustainable developments. So these are one of the technology not only that I'm using my own efforts, but it's the efforts of the governments to go together. That's why it's been quite smooth that I can reach today.
Well, that's really, really good, and we are very happy that you have reached where you are today. And at the end of the day, you know, we are here in a heritage enclave where we got to make sure that this kind of stuff stays for a long time. And to ensure that this kind of stuff stays for a long time, the buildings and the heritage, we got to make sure that the future is cleaner than what it is today, right?
Yes.
And you're doing a very good job for that.
Right.
Dato',
Okay.
it's been awesome talking to you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much for your time. Penang guys, when we get together, magic happens, and this is the exciting thing that we are talking about today.
Right.
This is Datuk Dennis Chua from Eklimo Scooters. My name is Syed Ferdinand Omar. You've been watching in person. We hope you've been clued in. See you again soon.
Thank you.